One Punch Man Season 2 Episode 2 just aired, and we got to see Saitama's new serious series move, Serious Sideways Jumps. Now, I knew this was coming. I was wondering how they're going to animate it. If you guys remember back when I did Goku vs. Saitama, I actually did animate that as Saitama fought against Goku Black. This episode actually covered 5 manga chapters, so it moved a lot of space and time through the manga in one episode, which is actually a really good thing because that advances the story a lot more. That means that I believe this season is going to end with Elder Centipede, the great battle with him. Pretty sure he's going to be the final boss of this season, and they probably won't even start the next season until they finish this arc in Yusuke Murata's manga. That's what I'm guessing. It's still not even done in the manga. So the episode opens up, we get to see a lot of Garou, and Garou is really the shining star of this arc, the hero hunter. He doesn't listen to villains and he doesn't listen to heroes. He just wants to fight people. He just wants to fight strong people. Now, he hunts heroes, as we do see in this episode, particularly the end, as he takes out a Class A hero like they're nothing. But he really hunts heroes, but if villains and monsters try and get in his way, he'll destroy them too. So in the beginning of the episode, we see him take out these heroes like they're absolutely nothing. He even rips off the one guy's arm. He is a total beast, but they have an issue here, and it's that they don't follow Yusuke Murata's art, which is one of the best parts about the manga and the series in general. Season 1 totally did, but this season they don't even trace Yusuke Murata's art. They just try and redraw it, and it does not look up to par. Garou's face and his muscles and everything just look bad, especially look at this side-by-side comparison. They do the chin wrong. They do the curvature of the muscles and the shading wrong. And I'm worried that that's not going to do this character justice. I mean, it just looks wonky. I mean, his muscles look like blocks. They don't seem to have any anatomy of a very aesthetic figure, which is what Garou is supposed to be. Also, Yusuke Murata does these kind of long chins, these very sharp chins, and they didn't get that down correctly with Garou. And then you'll also see that they messed up One Punch Man's face a lot in this episode. I was really thrown off by how wonky and weird Saitama's face looked. But other than that, I think the rest of the episode was pretty good. We got some unbelievably good animation. Actually, I'm surprised I'm even saying that, with Genos versus Sonic, and that part of the episode was amazing. And actually, in the first episode of this season, we also had a really good animation with Genos as well, and I think they'll continue to do that because there is a lot of Genos in this season. Now, in this episode, we got pretty much introduced to Fubuki. She was actually in one of the One Punch Man specials, I think Special 5. She is the younger sister of Tornado, the S-rank hero number 2. I actually did a huge video on everything you want to know about Tornado, and so if you want to look at that, it's a really good video. You should check it out if you like One Punch Man videos. I'll put a card to that in the top right. You can click that there. Now, the animation and the art actually was good with Fubuki. I think they did a really good job. There's definitely some good physics with the wind and her gigantic jugs. She's a very physically appealing character to look at, especially in the manga. Yusuke Murata just draws her so sexy in the manga. It's actually kind of crazy. And we get to learn a lot about her character as she goes all out against Saitama. And actually the fight between them was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I think they animated that part really well, as well as the Genos vs. Sonic part. They animated fantastically. And pretty much Fubuki is like a bully for B-class heroes. She finds someone, she's like, join us or we're going to wreck you. Obviously, that didn't go over too well with Saitama, who gives her a long speech about how that has nothing to do with being a hero. And she's pretty much, just like a crummy person, and she's not a real hero if she uses these bullying tactics to, get ahead in the hero system. So the fight pretty much gets interrupted by Genos and Sonic, and then later on when they're all done fighting, they're all in, I believe it's Saitama's house, and she can't even believe that this B rank, I think he's number 7 right now, hero, One Punch Man, is like friends with all of these S-class heroes. She can't believe that Genos called him his master. Like Genos, this S-rank hero, is the disciple of a B-class hero. And then later on, we see that he's even friends with King, who everybody is like crazy scared of because they think he's the strongest man alive, who it's actually Saitama, but nobody really knows that besides Saitama and King. Now, as I described in some of my earlier videos on this season is going to play hard on the personalities and the story of a lot of other characters besides One Punch Man. We will have him in the tournament, but for the most part, this season is all really about the S-rank heroes. Now, Fubuki, I believe, if my memory is right, she kind of like disappears for a little while, or she doesn't have like a major part until like way later on in this arc, in this saga. So they kind of introduce her here, and then her character, I believe, just kind of falls off a little bit, and then she gets reintroduced later in the battle with the Monster Association. Okay, let's talk about Saitama's new move. So Sonic is so fast, he's worked on this technique where he can move so fast that he can create, at first, 4 after images of himself. And it's so fast that even Genos, who is insanely fast as we saw in this episode, can't even see him or keep track of him. And then later on, when Sonic goes up against Saitama, he uses the technique's full potential. He calls it tenfold funeral, and he moves so fast that he can create 10 after images of himself. So Fubuki even states that Sonic is definitely, if he was a hero, he would be S rank. Like, that's how strong he is. And we've seen that from season 1, and we've also seen him also always get his butt kicked by Saitama, which happens again. Now, Saitama, obviously, he's a parody character. He has just like unlimited power and speed. So when he copies the technique, he makes like hundreds of after images of himself. And it's so strong that literally just from sidestepping so much, it like blows Sonic away. Now, until this date, he has not used this technique again in the manga or even the one webcomic. This is kind of the one and only time we see it, just to show the potential of Saitama, just as a gag. But it's a pretty cool technique. It would be awesome actually to see him use that in the future. But I mean, imagine 100 Saitamas, like how OP that is. You only need one Saitama to beat anyone. Now, Saitama actually does show off 2 more serious series moves later on in the arc, which we've seen in the one webcomic. They're not quite there yet with the manga, but I'm almost positive Yusuke Murata will adapt that. I'm not going to spoil that here for you guys, but if you've watched Anime War, you probably know what that is. That's going to be really exciting to see. We also got pretty much introduced to the combat abilities of Amai Mask, the number 1 A-rank hero, who could go into S-class, but he stays A1 to filter any weaklings from getting into S-class. What we got to see from him is some of his fighting abilities. Now, he looks like a normal human, but this guy has some interesting properties. He can like turn into a monster or something. I'm not even really sure what exactly he does, but you can see in this one shot that there's veins popping out of his head. He grows veins. I think his eyes change color, and he can like slice people, and he's really strong or something like that. They haven't described his abilities and his powers, but just know that he's really strong, and he pretty much is the level of an S-rank hero. I don't think we're going to see that development until probably season 3, but eventually he's going to go all out. In the next episode of One Punch Man, I'm probably going to make another video pretty much just spoiling what's going to happen in the next episode, or at least talking about it from what we've seen in the manga. It's more about Garou than anything. We're really going to get introduced to his character as he takes on a lot of people in the next episode, and I mean a lot. He takes on a bunch of A-rank heroes and even an S-rank hero. In the next episode, we're going to get Moomin Rider. He's going to return. It's going to be an action-packed episode with a lot of Garou, and I'm really excited for this. I think that episode 3 is a really big opportunity for JC Staff to shine with the action and everything, and with the animation. This is a really big opportunity for them, but keep on the lookout. I'm probably going to do a video on that tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for stopping out and checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoy One Punch Man, I'm going to be following it and covering it hugely on this channel throughout the season, so make sure that you like and comment and turn notifications on. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon with another video.